They can continue to align with Drake, but that means that they have to align with all of Drake's BS. Like, that's the reason why I can't be a fan of Drake anymore, because then I will have to align with all of these guys. So they have no choice but to continue to talk about real hip hop, because this is what actually is being put at the forefront. Tyler, the Creator's breaking records, getting on the charts. Doechie's doing her thing, winning awards. She just won the best hip hop artist at the BET Awards. Then you got Kendrick winning 5 awards. It's like, nah, that side of the industry isn't doing it anymore. You just saw with Lil Wayne and the reaction that he's got from his last album. Nah.
Now, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar and Academiks, well, if you're ready to see how Kendrick Lamar and his team just met the final boss of Team Drake and checked him once and for all, be sure to leave that like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now
And this is crazy, because we know he's been saying it for a minute. He's been saying he was going to the LA show. Then he was saying he was going to, it was a show before then, and he was also saying he was going to pull up at the Toronto show. Come on, man. So this is a long time coming. I have no idea where he got the guts to feel like he belongs there, or that he could show up after saying the things that he said about both artists. Understand, even before this entire beef, he's been going crazy at SZA, talking about her BBL, talking about her surgeries, like saying the most despicable things that you could possibly say about a woman. Eventually, he did apologize for it, but still, he has a pattern for doing this, especially towards women. And then going back to what he said about Kendrick throughout this entire beef, understand DJ Academiks was one of the main people to push the agenda that Kendrick was an abuser. He's also one of the people that has disrespected Kendrick by misinterpreting the Miss Morale Mother I Sober song. So he went along saying Kendrick was being abused. He was getting assaulted by his family members and disrespecting Kendrick's mother, who was assaulted, and saying the most despicable things, especially considering everyone on that side has a case, a sexual deviant case. Not only that, Akademiks was caught live on camera trying to groom a 13-year-old boy. So for him to even feel like he could show up says how delusional he is. But let's keep it going, man.
with what just really went down, Drake is about to lose it, because beyond Kai Cenat fanboying over seeing Kendrick Lamar, now Akademiks has met face to face with Kendrick's people and has looked like an absolute clown for it. Make sure to leave that like so all of hip hop can see how everyone is running away from Drake, whether they realize it or not. And now with that said, well, right now with Kendrick Lamar, Akademiks, and everybody around them, well, after Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free met Kai Cenat at the 25th annual BET Awards and just ignored Drewski and made him look like a bigger clown than ever during it, well, immediately after this moment and after they took home 5 brand new awards and along with SZA got ready for the next stop on the Grand National Tour with the show that they had in Detroit. Well, alongside bringing the greatest show in music right now to another city and just giving the chance for more fans to experience what truly is a show that is unlike anything else that we have ever seen in hip-hop and really in all of the industry in so long. Well, with all of this, there was a surprise at this show, and I guess you could say that there was a special guest of some sort, but not the good kind that was coming out to perform a song with Kendrick like Baby Keem, AZ Chike, or Playboy Cardi. And instead, the final boss of just being the biggest crash out and most annoying Drake fan and supporter you ever could be in DJ Akademiks. And now, as right after this show ended, Ak ran to tell everybody about what happened while he was here and just his experience seeing Kendrick live overall. Well, beyond all of the banter that Ak has said, that means nothing. What we can say is that with Ak stepping down in what is his rival sides in hip-hop's show, and seeing the show for whatever reason,
and that's one thing. These guys are trying to tiptoe and play both sides. You saw Snoop Dogg trying to play both sides. You saw Lil Wayne trying to tiptoe around things. You see Academics still trying to play both sides. Same thing with Kai, but not Drewski. I was going to throw him in there, but Drewski, he chose his side. He's obvious with it. But a lot of these guys still have to play both sides because that's who they are. They like to play the industry games. And this shows the cultural shift and the difference between Kendrick and Drake. Drake likes the industry games. He likes acting. He likes paying people to be around him. He likes hanging around fake friends. He likes hanging around the new streamers and the content creators and hopping from this new athlete to that new athlete. Anybody who blows up on Instagram, he has to be the first person to follow them. He has to be the first person to hop on a new song, a new wave. That's what he does. And that's what his fans do. Kendrick's not doing that. Kendrick has people that are willing to fight and stay by his side, who's not willing to take money and payouts to switch sides. Understand, he's already said Drake and his side offer Bitcoin, offer money for information. Like, nah, they need the collaboration from someone like Kendrick. They need true artistry. This side, they don't need them. They don't need them. It's the clear and obvious difference. It's not just a rap beef. This was a philosophical difference. Like, Kendrick already told y'all he wanted Drake to die. And Drake, he's still trying to play this game because he truly believed that he was going to bully Kendrick, then bring him out to OVO Fest or do a song with him later on the same way he did with Meek Mill. He thought, nah, I could just go ahead and just put Kendrick's head in the dirt, give him a noogie, give him a wedgie, and then we could just be friends later on. Nah, we ain't doing that.
Reason and motive he actually had beyond his initial claims that he is like a food critic for music, so that's why he came out here, despite not being the biggest fan. Well, with all of this, and even with Ak hiding out within a suite because he did not want to be seen here or bothered by anybody who maybe has been annoyed at him for trying to take down Kendrick Lamar's image and everybody around him for the last year or so, all to try and benefit Drake. Well, while Ak was trying not to be found and spotted, he ran into the worst people he could have ever wanted to see here in none other than TDE and PG Lang representatives. As with what Ak told us, they ended up meeting with the guy who, in terms of the narratives and claims that have been put out against them, have been spread more and made the most annoying than ever, with Ak leading the way. And now specifically within this, with who Ak told us about meeting and who he had conversations with, which were pretty lengthy according to his own word. Well, at the top of who Ak said he met.
And it's crazy that he's calling himself some type of food critic for music, like a literal music critic, where he's not critic. Now, he's not doing any type of breakdowns or any type of deep dives into the music. He's nothing but Shade Room. He's nothing but Jerry Springer. He's mess. He's gossip. He completely skipped over this entire Rayvon, Daylight, Joey Badass beef because, according to him, it wasn't that important. According to him, we were looking for DJ Academics to report the news so it can actually give it some type of validity. Like, he truly believes he's above the music. And everyone else on this side of hip hop made plenty of reaction videos, made plenty of deep dives, plenty of debates. None of that was going on his side. They were covering Diddy. Of course, it's a big thing, a big trial. But also, if you truly love hip hop, there's no reason why you should have completely skipped over this entire battle between Joey Badass, East Coast versus West Coast. There's no way. So that's a lie.
Were two of the biggest players within this group of superstars that is running hip-hop and music right now behind the scenes, and none other than Anthony Selah, who is another manager who works with Kendrick, and more importantly, and who Ak told us how he was checked by, the man who has been a creative genius next to Kendrick Lamar and who has made sure that PG Lang and TDE and everything that they put their name on keeps putting out top-tier experiences as a whole, in none other than Dave Free. And now with Dave Free, well, as Kendrick's best friend and longtime collaborator saw Ak hiding out within these suites, well, what Ak told everybody is that they ended up having a pretty in-depth conversation. And now with this, what Ak ended up telling everyone to hear when he was trying to recount this experience is that based on their conversation, he was actually offended at what Dave Free said to him, because in Ak's own delusional words, Dave Free disrespected everything he quote-unquote stands for, because during the two's first ever meeting, Dave Free just said the quiet part out loud and straight up asked Ak. And again, now when I say this, just remember that this is a straight up quote from Ak. What are you getting from this? Is Drake paying you? And now with this, before we even go any further, while the past 2 days with this moment...
And that's a plausible question. He hasn't admitted on many occasions that he's already been in close contact with Drake. He says this all the time. Even though he's never got an interview, he still has close contact with Drake. He said it especially when a few weeks ago, when what's his name, Grand Wizard, had his DMs leaked, and he was talking to Drake. They was trying to compete to see who can get the account back first. And it was already leaked that Drake, he's in these comments. He's in these DMs. They're having conversations. He's not doing that with TDE. He's not doing that with Dave Free. He's just said that was the first meeting. He for sure is not doing this with Kendrick. So understand, he's extremely delusional. There's no way he felt that he was extremely fair this entire battle. Even though I was completely biased because I don't like DJ Academics. I used to be cool with Drake and his music, but after seeing the videos of him on stage and all the patterns that he's been showing these last few years, I don't like this man either. But there's no way he was confused by this.
And the BET Awards have given us some of the funniest Kendrick Lamar related moments, because really, from trolling Kai Cenat and Drewski, which we literally saw more than ever in this all-time great moment of Dave, Kendrick, and SZA just staring at them and their facial expressions just telling us everything we need to know about how they felt, to now what we are hearing right now, which is Ak literally being asked by Dave Free if he is working for Drake. I mean, no matter what side you stand on, it is absolutely hilarious to see how in this time where these people are coming face to face with the names that they have talked bad about, and in Ak's case, has rooted his entire persona and efforts in terms of what he has been doing and what he has been talking about to taking down Kendrick and everyone even around his career. Well, with Dave Free just straight up asking the real questions that everybody has wanted to know, it's about as real as it is hilarious, because really, with Ak telling us this and then going on to say that this was the most insulting thing that has ever happened to him, which again, based on this guy's track record and how he has crashed out time after time, that is saying so much. Really, just seeing Ak get checked and exposed right here in front of some of the people who have been so close to everything that he has been covering, and in a lot of ways making problems for no other reason than wanting to help Drake without any regard for anything else. Well, really, if Ak is as offended as he is saying, hopefully this makes him reflect and maybe even take a step back if what he is trying to say about how he is just being honest about everything he is covering and is not working for Drake is even half of the truth. And now making things even more embarrassing for Ak, as after Ak said that he has just been being honest and that he is not working for Drake, Dave Free was so baffled that you could be the person that Ak is actually saying he was that he literally ended up asking, if Drake isn't paying you, how do you lean that much in that direction? I mean, again,
like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, we understand the reactions that when Meet the Grams dropped, he was pissed off. Why was he so pissed off? Why was he so pissed off when Not Like Us dropped? Why is he actively on Twitter with the Academiks TV page that he claims it's not technically his, but he owns the page, it's under his name? He's in close contact with Grand Wizard, the person I just mentioned earlier who got hacked. Nah, there's no way. There's no reason why he should be jumping up and down out of his chair, throwing tantrums if you're not somehow getting paid. Even if it's not direct, you're still getting paid from being this character, from being this super fan. There's no way, man.
And despite what Ak is saying, he can't be shocked at all and act like he didn't see this coming, and that somebody as real and who honestly has been directly affected by Ak's own words and narratives, as of course Ak tried to push everything Family Matters did as a whole, and of course has just escalated all of this beef and a lot of what Drake has said more than anybody else really has. Just would not ask him these things after so much has happened. And now while Ak tried to cover things up here, and maybe even based on what he told everybody and how he specifically revealed that he talked to Dave and other people from Kendrick's team for quite some time, a lot more could have been said that he didn't even want to tell us. Well, within this, while we don't know the full extent of the interaction and what exactly happened, from what has been said and what we can put together, even with Ak trying to push across that he is this super honest and fair individual when it comes to judging music and especially Kendrick Lamar, we know that's not the truth, because literally time after time, well, from Ak sharing personal conversations he had with Drake to leaked DMs which have shown how Drake has worked with people all over Ak's team to push whatever narratives that he...
Didn't I just say that? That's what I just said. And then going back to him feeling insulted. Like, it's the most insulting thing you could possibly say. Like, he wasn't on camera grooming a child. But he's not insulted by that. It's like Meet the Grams when Drake was insulted that Kendrick could ever claim that he has a daughter he doesn't take care of. Like he wasn't accused of being a pedophile. These dudes are so weird, man.
He wants on pages such as Academiks TV? Well, no matter what exactly is happening and how Ak and Drake have agreed to help each other out. For Ak to act, and again, he used this specific word disgusted about what Dave Free asked him when he literally has entire teams that try to criticize people like Kendrick and everybody around him at every chance they get, all to try and help Drake. And again, we have literally seen this as the main person who runs the Academiks TV stuff has had direct messages with Drake that we have seen where they are planning what to say and put out. Again, with all of this, there is a reason why the people on Team Kendrick and who work on some of the most important things rap has ever seen right now are just saying the stuff they did to Ak, which again, if Ak is truly shocked by this, and let's just say that the impression of Ak and Drake working together that we all think about is something that isn't as bad in reality according to him, well really now from here, Ak should just completely change the way he has been moving if this really meant something, because from here on out, well, now that he has at the very least been told of how things look by none other than Dave Free, who is about as direct as you can speak to Kendrick Lamar without speaking to Kendrick, the games could be over if he wanted them to be, but still really with this. No matter how Ak tried to deceive Dave Free and how Dave Free ultimately ended up confronting Ak, no matter what went down in this interaction, what we can say for sure is that once again Drake is embarrassed this week because however you want to put it, the guys who are supposed to be running around and looking out for his best interests are now running and flocking to the guy that has ruined his entire career in Kendrick Lamar, and for Ak, no matter.
And I just said that Academiks, they still have to talk about Kendrick. God, they still have to do these things with Kendrick. They can continue to align with Drake, but that means that they have to align with all of Drake's BS. And Kai, that's the reason why he has to align with Aiden Ross. That's the reason why I can't be a fan of Drake anymore, because then I will have to align with all of these guys, with the Young Thug and Aiden Ross and Drewski and Andrew Schultz and Maul, and it's just a bunch of losers, man. There's no way I can't align with these people. I can't. So they have no choice but to continue to talk about real hip hop, because this is what actually is being put at the forefront. This is what breaking records. Tyler the Creator's breaking records, getting on the charts. Doechie's doing her thing, winning awards. She just won the best hip hop artist at the BET Awards. Then you got Kendrick winning 5 awards. It's like, nah, that side of the industry isn't doing it anymore. You just saw with Lil Wayne and the reaction that he's got from his last album. Nah, this ain't it no more, man. This ain't it. So let's see what they do. We'll still keep giving them attention because they're the only ones willing to do it. It's no different than looking at a car accident. But they keep confusing attention with love.
No matter what the cover-up is and what he is saying. With Ak being face-to-face with Dave Free and just pretty much saying to him whatever he wanted to hear to show that he is not affiliated with Drake when confronted about it, well, on some level, Drake has to be mad, because now the biggest guy that he has had on his side in terms of just speaking and helping him push narratives on any level, at least in terms of the optics on some level, was trying to befriend and appease the competition of the guys who Drake despises. As again, with the way Ak described everything, while Dave Free and Kendrick all have their thoughts on Ak as a whole, clearly Dave Free was cordial enough to at least have a conversation and hear Ak out. With this, and just by the interaction and how it went and how it's now being talked about everywhere. Well, once again, just like we saw with Kai Cenat and Drewski, Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar are showing that with every move they make, Drake really just keeps losing more. Because really, with all of this, as Ak was seemingly offended by the conversation he had with Kendrick and his team, and as a result of them questioning why he is so in support of Drake, Ak then went and told everybody how he has talked about how Drake has done some bad things, and has now projected them more than ever right within this moment. Well, again, with Ak telling us them here and then telling us how he said this in his conversation with Dave Free. Well, overall, Kendrick and his team are really just showing that they are master trolls in addition to master artists, because now with Ak running and telling everyone that he is not on Team Drake and wanting everybody to believe it's so bad, that he began bringing up all different types of things that Drake has been involved in that are not looking good. Well, overall, now with Ak making more noise than he has in quite some time, and at that, for going to see...
He already told Drake, hey, if I go down, everybody's going down. He's already exposed Drake having freak-offs with Future. Him having women lined up and just picking people. Like, these dudes talk too much. Ben the Don said something similar. Remember Andrew Schultz And Israel Adesanya said something similar. They keep exposing these dudes. Even during the LeBron situation, what LeBron was trying to expose, Academics was trying to expose LeBron, but he ended up just exposing Drake even more. And he's so stupid, dog. He talks too much. You can tell he's a loser. He's never had any actual leadership position. Because this is what it gets.
See Kendrick Lamar perform and then talking bad about Drake seemingly in this conversation with Dave Free. Well, whether Ak realized it or not, the biggest puppet in hip hop has been played once again, and now from Dave Free and Kendrick's team, who I am sure is laughing at him more than ever. And on the other side, Drake, who is mad at all of this because it ends up looking bad on him, as again for Ak, it looks like he doesn't even want to fully stand alongside Drake. Well, really, right after losing Kai now and messing with Drewski, now Akademiks has joined them as the next personality that Kendrick and his team have gotten the best of, and now going forward, it will be interesting to see what happens from here, because truly with Akademiks pretty much revealing how he apologized to Dave Free and Team Kendrick for things that went down during the beef, and again, Ak literally said he has never been more offended. Well, for everybody on Drake's side of things, this all just looks horrible for them, and once again, Ak has showed that with this entire side in hip-hop and with how all of them are trying to move, they can't pick a consistent plan, and because of this, they just keep undermining one another and never looking worse for it. And really with this, well, once again, Kendrick Lamar, Dave Free, and the rest of PG Lang and TDE are taking another win and are laughing about all of this, and Akademiks and therefore Drake have just never been the bigger losers. And so now with all of this said,
Hey man, shout out Fantastic Hip Hop. And pretty much the synopsis is Drake has horrible chess moves. He has horrible people around him. His network is horrible, man. Look at Top 5, DJ Academics. Maul is still pushing this red button narrative, even after he's being sued. Well, not he's being sued. Aubrey is still suing UMG. It's ridiculous, man. But it is what it is. We have to see what keeps going on, man, because this tour is not stopping yet. Toronto's coming up. So make sure y'all hit that notification. We'll be talking about it soon. See y'all in the next video.